There once lived a boy with extraordinary magical power, and yet his true potential lay in the perfection of a singular act. The boy who parried, come to repose.
Hello, Parry, and welcome to the Muggle world of the Lands Between. I'm Hermione Granger, and I'll be guiding you throughout your adventure, because you're too hot-headed, and I'm way more intelligent than you. I made sure to leave you a hawthorn wand in my beaded handbag to get you started. I also took the liberty of teaching you Protego Minima so you can block all unfriendly spells. Good luck, Parry.
And so, young Parry Potter took his first steps into the Lands Between. A boy like no other, perhaps, with only one goal in life: to parry everything and everyone. For, in his mind, a world without parrying was no world at all. To aid him in his adventure, Parry enlisted the help of his steed, the budget Buckbeak, who unfortunately lost his ability to fly. Together, they bonded on their way to Hogwarts, almost forgetting that it was Halloween night. Little did Parry know that his life was about to take a darker turn. The juvenile mountain troll was to be Parry's first victim. Despite its vast size advantage and tremendous skull-bashing club, young Parry was able to violate the filthy beast by sticking his hawthorn wand right up the brute's nosy. Damn, that's gotta sting.
Wow, great work, Parry. Thanks for saving me from that hideous oaf. Did you know that the juvenile mountain troll always follows a successful parry with another parryable attack? What an idiot. Talk about predictable. Anyway, Parry, you can't keep using that hawthorn wand I gave you. Definitely time for an upgrade. Go look around Hogwarts and see if you can find anything stronger.
And so, young Parry heeded Hermione's razor-sharp advice and proceeded through Hogwarts, where he ferociously parried two half-wits who were guarding his long-lost Phoenix Feather Wand. A wand of incredible power, capable of inflicting a gigantic 140 critical hit multiplier. A suitable wand for Parry Riposte Potter. Doubling back around Hogwarts, Parry gazed upon the Muggle world, yet he could not appreciate its beauty, as only parrying was on his mind. With the vast open world before them, Budget Buckbeak also decided to prove why he was the budget version by attempting flight once more. That was a good try, my sweet hippogriff. Continuing forth, Parry made some necessary pit stops. Firstly, at the artist's shack to pick up the resurrection painting, and secondly, at this lonely merchant who was glad to share with Parry the secrets of the Imperious Curse, which should come in handy later on.
Well, be on your way then.
Being on his way, Parry decided to meet up with the one and only Professor Lupin to see if he had any rock-solid advice.
I smell it. Death. Feeding me.
Very useful, Professor. Thank you. What a kind-hearted soul. Hopefully, he doesn't have a dark side and turn on us at any point. See you later, Professor Lupin. Parry has important business to attend to at the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic. Of course, his thirst to parry was running rampant at this point, so the very first thing he does is go to the moon-gazing grounds and parry the spectral centaur to his heart's content. Pity these centaurs aren't repostable. Also, why can't you see the moon at the moon-gazing grounds? Strange.
Look, Parry, I'm pooping in the water.
Anywho, the real reason Parry came to Beauxbatons was to acquire some young wizard's drip, which is why he needed the resurrection painting. This allows Sir Nicholas to melt away and leave behind a very fitting robe for Parry, the juvenile scholar's robe, the perfect fit for a young wizard. Additionally, Parry needed an upgrade to Protego Minima, so he drops right back into Beauxbatons, down a sneaky back entrance where Professor Dumbledore can teach him Protego Maxima.
Congratulations, Parry. You've discovered Protego Maxima, one of the strongest parries in these lands, boasting some of the longest active parry frames and a short startup frame. And as an added bonus, it can even block magical projectiles. But I think it's time to leave the Muggle world, Parry. Don't forget what I taught you about unparryable enemies.
Those stripped of parryable attacks shall all meet death in the embrace of Parry Potter. I can see it as clear as day, the coming of the Parry God. Oh, Parry Potter. And so, young Parry took the finger portkey to transport himself to the magical realm of Shadow, where his parry skills would truly be put to the test. But before asserting his parry dominance, the young wizard needed a bit more setup to boost his prowess. Venturing forth through the magical world, Parry arrived at the back side entrance of the Ministry of Magic to acquire a very unique weapon indeed. By dropping off the side of this cliff, Parry could pick up the Sword of Godric Gryffindor.
Oh wow, Parry, the Sword of Godric Gryffindor. What a weapon that is. Did you know it's the only sorcery catalyst in the land that can also be used as a melee weapon? It's not very good at casting offensive sorceries because its scaling is really quite awful. However, it can make for a really awesome and unique playstyle with supportive sorceries. To show you what I mean, go and find Professor Quirrell, who will teach you how to apparate, a staple sorcery for any wizard.
With Hermione's guidance, young Parry continued his journey to the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, where he met up with Professor Quirrell. Parry noticed that his turban smelt quite revolting. He wondered if the professor was hiding anything beneath that cloak of his. With apparition under his belt, Parry was certainly on course to becoming the magical Parry Lord. Yet, there was one item left that he needed to transcend the space-time continuum itself. To get this unnamed item, Parry apparated to the back entrance of Durmstrang and traveled towards the main entrance to find a room with two parryable buffoons who were guarding the greatest of them all. The Elder Parry.
You've done it, Parry. You found it. The Elder Parry. They said it was lost to time, but you found it. An extraordinary item of immense power, capable of not only providing a parry equivalent to Protego Minima, but also serving as a thrusting sword, which means it can be dual-wielded with the Sword of Gryffindor. Talk about synergy, Parry. I think it's time to show them what you're made of, Parry. I heard Professor Umbridge was lurking in the Ministry of Magic. Why don't you go and show her what a real lesson is like?
Seeing as Professor Umbridge hates half-breeds, it seemed fitting that she is the one to give Parry access to the almighty Lupin's Bane. Spoiler alert, Lupin's a fucking werewolf. Shocking, I know. Combine Lupin's Bane with Lupin's Protego, and you'll find that the werewolf stands no chance against Parry Potter. Such a shame that Parry has to take down the professor that he admires the most. But Parry is a man of iron will and always does what needs to be done. Farewell, Professor Lupin. Time to lay your wolfish soul to rest. With the regrettable defeat of a friend, Parry needed to take his deep sorrow out on an enemy. So, traveling to the Chamber of Secrets itself, Parry finds himself face to face with the dreaded Basilisk. Of course, using the Sword of Gryffindor would be the logical choice of weapon here, but Parry felt like he needed to showcase Protego Maxima and the Phoenix Wand a little bit more. The Basilisk spews out a lot of fiery projectiles, which Protego Maxima is great at countering, and the Phoenix Wand is capable of being infused with a frost affinity, which the Basilisk happens to be very weak to. What a beautiful song of ice and fire. parryless creature. Embrace thine oblivion, as shall I.
Congratulations on slaying the Basilisk, Parry. I don't understand why you didn't use Gryffindor's sword on it though, you idiot. Anyway, you may as well continue on your beast-slaying rampage, Parry. I heard there was a giant spider waiting at the end of the Forbidden Forest. Maybe you can swap back to the Sword of Gryffindor and show them how useful it is to apparate mid-battle. Good luck, Parry.
Hermione had not yet led Parry astray, so once again he followed her advice, traveling westbound to the Forbidden Forest, where he was finally starting to appreciate the beauty of nature, having satisfied his parry urges for now. And yet, there is always more parrying to be done. Continuing to the depths of the forest, he sought out the legendary acromantula Aragog, a deceptively scary creature indeed, as he is really quite feeble and weak. Must have something to do with being blind. Anyway, it only takes one successful parry to open up Aragog for a naughty critical strike, meaning this was going to be a piece of cake for the Parry Lord. With the basilisk's flame, Parry burns down the impenetrable thorns, and, speaking of fire, Parry had been hearing rumors that there was an outbreak of FiendFyre in the Room of Requirement. So, instead of proceeding forward to face Voldemort, Parry doubles back to Durmstrang, where he can hop into this coffin and drop down to the capacious depths below.
depths of your foolishness!
Get absolutely bamboozled, mate. At the end of the Room of Requirement, Parry discovers that the FiendFyre outbreak is getting really bad. Luckily, it turns out that the double thrusting sword, Parry, and Miriam's vanishing combo is actually one of the most enjoyable ways to play this game. The FiendFyre was definitely Parry's favorite enemy of the run, because the flow of combat you can get with Parry's build is really something else. But I'll let you see for yourself what I mean. Let Parry know down in the comments below which your favorite fight was. And so, only 2 enemies remained who were blocking ascension to Parry godhood: Bellatrix Lestrange and Voldemort himself. Getting to Bellatrix is unfortunately a little bit tricky and requires Parry to defeat the FiendFyre. Lucky for Parry, he took the liberty of learning the Imperious Curse early on, meaning he was able to convert one of the FiendFyre to be his own. This makes the Imperious Commander much easier in a solo 1v1, allowing Parry to hit him with the Wubba Dubba Ding Dong Parry Pound Supreme. Parry then has to light 1, 2, 3, 4 candles before he can be transported to the Halleck Tree. I'm running out of named places, okay? At the Halleck Tree, Parry utterly annihilates the corporeal centaur, and then it's time for Voldemort's right-hand lady.
I am Melania.
You filthy off blood!
Keep going, Parry. You're almost there. You've come so far, my little apprentice. The final test awaits you before you can ascend to Parry Godhood. Of course, you'll need to defeat Voldemort's DeathEaters first, before you'll be able to fight him. They can, of course, be parried, but this fight is utter
Bullshit.
so you know what must be done, Parry.
Those whose fights are utter bullshit shall all meet death in the embrace of Parry Potter. Yes, Miquella is Voldemort, obviously. Kind of fitting, actually. They're both super pale and creepy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really did put my heart and soul into this one, and I'd love it if you could drop a like. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy Parry Potter ascending to Parry Godhood at long last. Until next time, guys.